What's up guys, and thanks for clicking on my video. Today we're going to talk about how to flip houses. I'm going to tell you everything that I know, everything that worked out for me so far doing so. In order for me to do so, please like and subscribe to the video and comment below, tell me what video you would like to see next. And hopefully you will learn something, take something from this video today, and hopefully it can get you whatever you want to be in that industry. So 4 things. Number 1, find a house. Number 2, find a real estate agent. Number 3, find a contractor. Number 4, sell the house. I know that sounds easy, and I know it's not easy as it sounds, but it is doable. So to find a house, obviously you have to have money, which is, I'm assuming if you click on this video and you start looking up how to flip houses, you already have some funds. So you gotta find a house. The best way to find a house to either go to your local auction in whatever city you live or go to auction.com. Auction.com, this is not a promotion for that website or anything. I have no sponsorship or anything. I don't know anything about them. The only thing, it's actually the only website that I use. I don't even go to my local auctions, to be honest with you. It gets pretty intense and people go crazy. Some people's egos get involved. Sometimes a bit higher than what the house is actually worth. We're not gonna go there. So I personally prefer auction.com, and that's where I buy my properties from. So you go to that website, you decide what your budget is on how much you want to buy a house for before renovation. Keep in mind, this is before renovation. Whatever budget you have in mind, you start looking up those houses. You find a couple of houses around that budget that you have in mind. Then you start sending those addresses to your local real estate agent that you have spoken to prior, maybe after, whatever you'd like to do. So once you decide on the house you want, you send your agent the addresses. She will look up comps for you, tell you how much this house could potentially worth, how much this house could potentially be sold for, and she'll tell you if you add anything additional, such as additional bathroom, additional bedroom, whatever work you do in the backyard, the front yard, that could obviously add to the value of the property. So once she tells you that number, you're obviously going to use your common sense and use your math skills, which doesn't really require much skills. Just do the numbers. If the house worth this much, that means you're going to sell, it's going to be sold for this much. That margin that you have, you got to decide that this gap here, it's going to be half profit and half renovation, hopefully. Maybe more than half, maybe less than half, who knows, depends on the house. So once she gives you that price and once you see that this is what the house is worth, then you decide that you want to hire a contractor. Now, it's very tricky when it comes to contractors. They all they don't have like a rate or price range or anything. Everybody charges differently. So in my opinion, you would have to at least ask 3 to 4 contractors. That's what I do, and it works for me because I don't know, man. There's just some of them skip, some of them just overcharge, some of them, it's always best to get 3rd or 4th opinion. So when it comes to that, you just get you a contractor. Obviously, the contractor is going to come after you have bet on the house, you already closed on the house. Then that's where the contractor comes into play. You find the contractor, you take him to the property, and just show him what needs to be done. Hopefully that house you bought is not damaged heavily, so you don't have to spend as much money on it. Now, before you do all this, there's one thing I forgot to mention. When you decide on the house that you want to buy, what I did, or what I still do, is I would, if you see that house on that website, on the auction.com, take that address. If it's in your local area, which I'm assuming it will be in your local area, just take a drive there. Just drive your ass there. See what the house looks like from the outside. How's the roof look? How does the foundation look? How's the windows? Because all these things, cost money. And if the roof is good, there you go. You saved yourself at least $5,000. If the fence is good, you saved yourself about $225 to $3,500. All the windows, all this stuff. So this will give you an idea, because most of the time you're not going to be allowed to enter that house. Most of the time, actually, you can't really enter the house. You can request access to the property, but it's not easy to get, whatever. So majority of the houses that I purchased and renovated and I flipped in my time, I have not accessed probably most of them. I really haven't. So yeah, once you go take a look at it, see how it looks from the outside. If it looks appealing, if it looks okay, the most important thing is the foundation. As long as the foundation is okay, no cracks in the foundation, doesn't look shaky, doesn't look bad, then you're safe, because everything else can be fixed. Even the foundation can be fixed, but it takes a lot of money. When I say a lot of money, trust me, I made so many mistakes. I paid thousands and thousands of dollars on unexpected foundation repairs. So I'm trying to give you a shortcut so you don't have to go through what I've been through in my houses, and just hopefully do the right thing. So once you take a look at it, you continue with your betting war online. It takes 3 to 4 days to finish that bet. Obviously the winner better, hopefully it's you. Once you bet on the house, you have to make an earnest deposit the same exact day, and you have to sign a contract. And then after that, before COVID, it used to be 30 to 35 days only to close on the house. Now it takes up to 65 days and sometimes 70 days. It sucks, but it's worth the wait. So let's assume you won the bet on that house. You already saw the numbers are right. You talked to your agent. The price is good for the house. Now the only thing left is your contractor. Now, once you take possession of that house, you find your contractor. You go take him to the house and see what needs to be done. Now, this is the tricky part. Make sure you also let him know that this is a flip. Like, it's a flip. You're not trying to put too much money into it. You're trying to make everything look okay, look good. Make sure there's no damages in the house and all that. And try to negotiate. Whatever price you get from your contractor, try to negotiate. Try to get, I don't want to say the cheapest material, because I honestly don't buy the cheapest material. I try to stay in between, and sometimes I go high end, honestly, because really at the end of the day, whatever you put into that house, you'll get right back, to be honest, because that's how it really works. If you buy high end, if you put a nice kitchen, you're gonna get that money for it back. If you put granite, you're gonna get money of that, because the house gets appraised eventually before it gets closed on, and that's how they decide how much the value of the house. So once your contractor start working on the house, now there's 2 ways to go about working with a contractor. There's contractors where you can give them your credit card. Sorry, this is gonna be loud on the video. Anyways, you can give them your credit card to buy the material and agree with them on how much you'll pay them a day. Some people's okay with that. They'll agree with you on a number, how much to pay them daily, and you're just responsible for the material. Excuse me. So you can either do it this way, where you pay this guy labor and you just buy the material using your credit card, or you can go, if you have free time, you can go with him to Home Depot or whatever and buy those material with your card yourself. And you could do it that way. Or you can just pay for the whole job, including material, labor, everything, no matter what. You just do it that way. This is the method that I prefer, just because you don't want the headache, you don't want trips, you don't give somebody your credit card. You just have them take over the whole job and give it back to you once it's completed and completely done. So yeah, this is the best way for me, honestly. Once also with a contractor, it's always good to have a contract. Always good to have a contract, just so everyone is on the safe side. You can make the contract whatever terms you're comfortable with, and this is always the best way to go about it. So once you get that contract signed between you and your contractor, make sure it's a fair contract. You want it to be fair for you, fair for him. Make sure you don't pay everything upfront at once. Obviously, I'm sure most of you know this is, it's common sense almost. So yeah, you don't pay everything up front. My favorite way of doing it is 3 payments up front, in the middle of the job, and when the job is done. That way I'm safe, everybody's good. That way the contractor is not running out of capital, you know, during the process. So hopefully once everything is done, let's fast forward 30-40 days later, hopefully less, but it usually takes about that much, 30-40 days, that long. So once the house is done, you'll have your agent come look at it and list it for you. People will start, you know, come look at your house and eventually get sold, and hopefully get sold for a very good price, where you make good profit so you can move on to the next project. So I really hope you guys understood what I'm saying and those tips actually help. First thing is to actually want to go and buy the house. This is the first thing. The first thing is you have to want to do it. You have to want to do it. Yeah, it's scary, it's risky, you're clueless, you have no idea, but everybody starts from somewhere, and this is for you to start. Worst comes to worst, you can sell that house for the same price you bought it for, put it back on the auction. There's always other ways, but I prefer that you guys don't do that. I prefer that you guys actually just go and do it. Don't be scared. Do not be scared. Just go and actually do it, because I'm telling you, it is worth it. You go there, you buy your house, you flip it, you're gonna see that profit, you're gonna see how much you made in that such short time. Before you know it, you're doing 1 or 2, 3 or 4 or 5 houses at the same time, because your capital will continuously grow, obviously, from the profit. This is assuming that you know how to manage your money. So if you want to do that, go ahead and do it. I'm gonna share it with you guys a lot more videos in the future, and hopefully this video was helpful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys soon.